So, I actually wanted to start off with something super, super important. I wanted to say thank you to the people of Mauritius.
Mauritius.
Yes, because last
Wow.
week, the Uncovering Greatness podcast broke into the top 10 for business podcasts in Mauritius.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? I was,
That is very cool.
I was very psyched about that. Really excited. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're doing awesome. Hello, Nicole. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much. So, for those of you who don't know who we are, why we're here, and what we are doing, this is the Uncovering Greatness podcast. I am your host, Sully, and today I am joined by Nicole Mitchell. Nicole is the lead processor at Uncovering Greatness. And what she helps you do is she helps you find out what you want and she helps you get it. That could be business owners, employees, people. Is
Yes.
that right?
Anybody?
Anybody who wants to make a difference in their lives.
Yep.
So, today I want to start. This is going to be an interesting one. I wanted to talk about feedback versus criticism. And what is the difference between the two from your perspective?
Uh, very interesting. So, criticism, I think, I suppose criticism, it's perceived as very negative.
Yep.
Criticism is something where you are telling people what they did wrong.
Ooh, okay.
I'd be very curious to know what dictionary.com says. So let's have a look at that because,
You guys
yeah,
will also learn we are big on words here and what they mean. We don't just make stuff up.
criticism. Okay, so the act of passing judgment as to the merits of anything. Number two, the act of passing severe judgment, censure, fault finding. So I suppose, from that aspect, fault finding, that would be criticism.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much would be how, and I mean, in terms of like what I like about the American Herons, the dictionary.com, it has the American and the British versions, and sometimes there's a slight difference. So the British version is the act or an instance of making an unfavorable or severe judgment, comment, etc.
Okay.
So from that aspect, it's perceived as unfavorable. It's a criticism is looking for mistakes, looking for things you did wrong, finding fault.
Mm.
And I think that fault finding is yeah, that's how people perceive you're very critical.
Yeah.
That's very negative. Versus feedback. I think feedback could be negative or positive. I mean, here, let's see, feedback. The return of part of the outlet of an electronic circuit device or mechanical system. The whistling noise so produced, the return of part of the sound output. Information in response to an inquiry, equipment, etc. There was little feedback from our questionnaire. I think that's probably the most appropriate. Evaluate information derived from such a response or reaction. To study the feedback from an audience survey. So I suppose feedback in this context, a reaction or response to a particular process or activity.
So I feel like that one lined perfectly with what I've got here. So I've got for feedback addresses a result, addresses a behavior or result, focuses on improvement, uses specific examples, deals with the relevant situation, clarifies what must change, is delivered with a useful outcome in mind.
But I think the other thing that I'm from this definition is there was a question first.
Okay.
So somebody asked for
Feedback.
Whereas criticism, there's no question. And I think that is super important, is that feedback, people are asking for it.
Yes. So can you and I mean, it's even as simple as, can you tell me what you think about this, right? So I do something, I give it to you, say, can you tell me what you think about this thing?
So information in response to an inquiry, there was a little feedback from our questionnaire.
So I asked you for feedback on my questionnaire, and I didn't get anything. That's interesting.
And that's the British. The American is evaluative information derived from such a reaction or response. Example, to study the feedback from an audience survey. Reaction or response to a particular process or activity. He got very little feedback from his speech. The rest relate to sound.
Yeah.
As in acoustics but pretty much it's important to understand feedback. There is something there first, and then somebody's giving you sort of a response to
said thing. Yes.
Okay. Versus criticism is there's nothing there, and there's just somebody is pointing out the things you did wrong.
So do you think that criticism is like harmful? Like, can it just be harmful? Because I feel like a lot of people, and this is, again, I've researched this and see a lot of people speak about criticism and how they just feel like they get criticized all the time. Can it be a harmful thing?
Well, if criticism is about fault finding,
so it can't be good.
Well, you're always looking for the fault. So I can't see anything positive about criticism based on that definition. You're always finding faults. You're never going to find anything positive in the process.
Okay, so let's go to feedback, because I think then I feel like we're done with criticism. There's nothing more we can unpack there. It is bad. And
well, I suppose the question becomes, is that, are you aware, are you giving feedback, or are you criticizing? And that's where I think a lot of people don't understand the difference.
Yeah, that's very true.
So criticism is fault finding. You did X, Y, and Z wrong. You did this. You should have done that. Why didn't you? How could you? You never listen. You're unreliable. Those kind of thing. And it leaves the person feeling pretty crap.
Yes.
Okay. Feedback is, are you aware of what you did? Are you aware of the outcomes?
So
how could you change it?
So feedback is really question-based, right?
It's not necessarily. I would use it in questions. But how else do you get the person to look and inspect themselves? Okay, because for me, feedback is you want that person to inspect the effects. And you've got to use, like, are you aware that when you didn't arrive for your podcast on time, that you made everybody else late? Okay.
Are you aware of what you did?
Yeah. So I'm not saying you were late and you caused an issue.
Yeah, that's just, you just criticizing me, and I go nowhere from there.
Correct. Versus feedback would be, are you aware that you were late? Do you know that you being late has an effect on other people?
Changes it, actually.
And that person, like, what do you mean it has an effect on other people?
Who are these other people?
Who?
Well, the people you're recording with.
Okay, so Sully has another appointment at, I don't know, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, you were 40 minutes late. And now Sully can't do the podcast with you because you were late. Are you aware of the effects?
So this is this is funny because this is a real example, right? That you just went into.
Yes, because I know, and then the question then becomes is, at any point, are you going to call me on the fact that I was late?
That's what I was leading to.
So,
How do we do that?
in any point, because, hey, like if we agreed to meet at 9 o'clock, are you saying, where are you?
So this is where it gets interesting. You are a leader, owner of the business. Can I do that?
Of course you can. Why not?
Because of what I what I just said. Because I'm putting myself in the position of a lot of probably employees who are sitting watching this and going,
Absolutely.
I can't call my boss out something. They're going to tell me how busy I am. How busy they are, sorry.
Yes,
Why do you think I was late?
Well, agreed. But how does it affect you?
It delays my day by, I mean, yeah, it will delay my day by an hour. Things will fall.
Okay,
fall away.
so yeah, and this is where it's so important, because it's not about the boss employee. It's about, we had an agreement to start at 9 o'clock.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, so at 9 o'clock, you should be messaging saying, where are you? Are you still coming? Is everything okay?
Fair enough.
Because that's the other thing, is that something could be wrong.
True story. Yeah.
I could, and I mean, in Johannesburg, it's very common for people to get stuck in traffic and use that as an excuse as to why they're late. But I mean, reality is, I was just, I got stuck into some work and didn't realize the time, and suddenly went, oh, flip, it's 9 o'clock. I was supposed to meet Suleman at 9. Flip, I better get on my way.
Yeah.
And of course, as I'm driving, my phone's ringing and blah, blah, blah. And then by the time I message you, it's already, 10 past 9 to say I'm on my way.
Yeah. So whose responsibility is it then? So we have an agreement, right? We're meeting at X time. And you guys can use this in your business as well. We agreed to meet at X time. And now we get to X time. You're not here. Whose responsibility is it to call that?
Well, what does our code of honor say?
Which one is be on time by being early? There's what is it? Oh man, I hate it when this happens. Call it and be willing to be called.
Yeah.
Do whatever needs to be done legally, ethically, morally.
Honor all agreements.
Honor all agreements. Okay.
Clear up any broken agreements as soon as you know that they're going to happen. Okay, so and in that case, when we look at our code of honor, we're looking at behaviors. So
yes.
be on time by being early. Okay, so 1, I'm not early. Okay, so hey, it's 5 to 9. I'm just checking, are you on your way?
Yeah.
Because technically we should be here 5 minutes early.
Yes, you're not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now the deal is that the chances of you calling me on being late are very slim.
Very slim.
Why?
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Because I'm always late.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you are not going to call me on being late.
No, because I do it all the time.
Because you do it all the time.
Yes.
And when you are late, do you message and say, I'm going to be late?
No.
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 And so therein lies the problem, is that you have a behavior, and so what happens is that behavior affects everybody else. Well, Sully's always late, so it doesn't matter if I'm late. It doesn't matter if I'm there at 9 o'clock, because he's probably going to be late anyway. So what? I'll just rock up when I get there.
Yeah.
It's not really going to affect him.
I don't have to say anything either, because he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. So suddenly we've gone into agreement that it's okay for us
to be late,
because it's not just you, it's us to be late.
Yeah.
And it's we call it like a tacit agreement. It's a silent agreement. We haven't discussed it. We haven't said anything about it. But if you don't call me out, I won't call you out. And so it's okay if we're both late.
Everybody stays safe.
And everybody stays safe. And that is one of the biggest issues in business, is because you do it. So it's okay. I can do it. And Blair Singer actually calls it stamp collecting in his book, Code of Honor.
Yeah.
He calls it stamp collecting. So you're collecting late stamps.
Of my own.
Of your own.
Yes.
But so am I. Because I'm collecting stamps too.
Okay, what stamps
because
you collect?
I'm collecting your late stamps.
Ooh, okay.
So the next time I'm late,
I see you.
I'm going to say, but Sully's always late.
Yeah. It becomes one of those, excuse me, just so we can clear this up. He's always late. Why are you on me for being late?
Yes, why are you? Because he's been late 4 times in the last month.
Yeah.
Or 4 meetings or whatever. So don't call me out. Why didn't you call him out?
Fair enough. And then that becomes a whole nother thing, right? Because now we're sitting there going, oh, wait, why didn't we call him out?
And then it becomes, oh, well, we all know that Sully's got a sick mom, and Shane, we feel sorry for him. And, it's okay. No, it's not okay.
No, because we haven't agreed.
Whether you are the boss or not, or you have somebody sick at home or not, or you have flu or not, you had an agreement.
Yeah.
And that is the agreement.
Why do you think it's so? And I mean, I'm basing this on things like I've seen in businesses where people struggle to hold bosses, owners, managers accountable. Why is it so hard?
Because it's exactly that fear of, that you do something. So I'm not going to call the boss out, because if I call them out, they're going to call me out on the things that I'm not doing.
Instead of giving, and then we go into the thing of we criticize it instead of giving feedback.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the feedback is, hey, listen, I've got a really busy day. I've got my next client is at 11 o'clock, and I don't, if you're late, we have to either reschedule or cut the podcast in half.
Yeah. Or just not do it.
Or do it another time.
Yeah.
So reschedule, I've got some time on Friday, or else we don't do it. And that's got to be and instead of focusing on, well, I haven't done this, so I'm not going to call them on that. No, we had an agreement.
Yeah.
We agreed yesterday that we would start at 9 o'clock. Okay. We didn't start at 9.
Didn't.
So unfortunately, I have another meeting.
Yeah.
And I can't move it. But what happens is we kind of go, it's the boss.
Yeah,
so they're going to be late. So you know what? I'm not going to plan anything after the podcast because I know they're always late.
And I'm not going to say anything.
So I'm not going to say anything. So I'm just going to adjust my schedule, and I won't plan anything afterwards, so that, there's no issues. And so I protect myself.
Yes.
Instead of, no, call the boss on their bad behavior.
And I mean, then it becomes also like a trickle-down thing, right? Because I can't now do the things that I'm supposed to do. Then we're sitting in the meeting on Monday, and we're going, hey, why didn't you do X? Well, Nicole was late for a podcast, which basically ruined my day, which ruined my week, which means I couldn't get to that thing. Okay, why'd you bring it up now? Why didn't you bring it up on Tuesday when it happened?
Correct. And that's the problem. Or else you'll end up working half an hour later, or, you instead of planning. And that's where, like, if you're going to break an agreement, like, it should have been a case of, if I knew at 8 o'clock that I was going to be late, send you a message, hey, Sully, I'm running late.
Yeah.
Because I was working from home, or I did X, Y, and Z, or I did this, or what have you. So as soon as I knew that I was running late, I should have messaged you, because why? Then you can plan and and do something else in the office in the meantime, knowing and
that you're going to be late. I have an extra 30
that
minutes for
you have an extra 30 minutes to do something.
Yeah.
And, some people are okay, like they can, chop and change and, I'll just work on a spreadsheet and I'll do this and I'll do that and whatever. I'll fill the time myself. But other people can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's important for you to have that awareness of when, how, who. But it's also, you've got to be able to call people on their agreements.
What does it create when that happens? Like when that thing happens, agreements is broken, boss employee, agreements is broken, you didn't deliver on a project, whatever. What then gets created within a team and within a business?
Oh, so I think a lot of times it's conflict.
Okay.
Because now you said you're late, you this, you that. And also, people are afraid of you're going to point fingers at me because I pointed fingers at you. And so we kind of go into, like, most people generally go into this sort of tacit agreement of, he was late, so it's okay if I'm late. So, and so it affects the whole business because suddenly everybody's running late. And now you've got a big problem because it's not just one person running late. It's a whole bunch. It's your whole team that's running late.
Yes.
And this is where one rotten apple can
ruin
the whole bunch, because everybody goes into this sort of quiet, tacit agreement. It's like an unspoken agreement. Well, they're always late, so they took a pen, so I can I can take a pen.
Yeah.
They
sounds silly, but I mean those things, then it trickles.
And so it filters through, and it's like, oh, I've seen so and so take an extra shirt out the cupboard, so I'm going to take an extra shirt. Or I've seen so and so, have 10 cups of coffee. Well, so what if I have 10 smokes because they have 10 cups of coffee? And so it filters through.
And we find different examples and different ways to make it work for us.
And so, but they ate at their desk. I don't understand what the problem is. Why can't I eat at mine? Well, Sully, you have all the podcast equipment and you have speakers and microphones and all of those things at your desk. No, you cannot eat at your desk. Yeah, but Mary's eating at her desk. I don't know. Mary's drinking, whatever. She's got 6 cans on her desk.
Yeah.
Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, why are you picking on me? Now it's criticism.
Now you're just picking on me. And so it becomes these issues that are not technically, the issue is that there was one rotten apple and nobody said anything to that person and they left it. And the problem is that the team waits for the boss to call it. Okay. Because the team have also got their own little things that they're not doing.
Yeah.
So if you call me on being late, I'm going to call you on, your 25 smoke breaks. And if you call me on my 25 smoke breaks, I'm going to call you on, you're always late with your reports.
Yep.
And, you don't send the accountant stuff on time.
No, he's super productive. Because we just blame each other.
So and that is criticism. That is not feedback.
Yeah.
It is criticism, and that criticism feeds through everybody, because it's not a feedback would be your reporting's late. Are you aware of the effects? How can we help you get better at getting your reporting on time? What is your solution? What do you need to do to change? How could you get better?
I think what you say, I actually think that if you're watching this, this is what you should implement in your business, like asking those types of questions. I feel like then it makes me think, right? It's like if I'm always late, which I am. I'm so late. I get to the airport 4 hours early. That's the only thing I'm early for. But if I'm always late, you asking me a question around it would probably allow me to think about it differently.
So if I say, Sully, you're always late, immediately what happens is that person is going to go into, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm going defensive.
Or, yeah, you don't understand what it's like.
You don't know my life. You don't know how far I have to drive. You don't know what's great. Yeah.
You don't know what's going on in my life. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I say, Suli, do you realize you've been late 3 times this week?
I did not.
Okay. So what do you plan to do about it? Are you going to change it or are you going to keep coming late? Because do you realize that by you being late, you missed the agreed deadline?
No, I didn't. Yeah. No, I didn't realize I missed the deadline. I just thought I was being late for work, arriving at work or arriving for the meeting. I didn't know about how that affected everything else.
Okay. So because you were late, we weren't able to submit this tender because we were waiting for information from you.
Oh, damn. Yeah, now I'm not going to get paid. Well, I'm probably still going to get paid because I'm an employee. And it is what it is. It's not really that big of an impact.
But, okay, so Suli, can we help you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so either we need to take that work away from you or you need to start coming to work on time. Which option is it? Because if we take the work away from you, we're going to pay somebody else that.
Yeah, what are you doing here? If you take the work away from me, there's no reason for me to be here.
Correct.
Yeah. So
okay,
I need to.
So, or you need to change, or we need to make sure that we start this meeting half an hour earlier, or whatever it is. I don't know, but the biggest thing is we need to come up with a solution for why you're being late.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we start, and sometimes, I say start the meeting half an hour earlier. Sometimes that is the issue, is that if your meetings are at 8:00 and people are like, I need to be there at 10 to 8, they are going to get stuck in traffic. Why? Because the traffic is the worst
At
between
that time.
7:30 and 8:00.
Yeah.
So make your meeting 7:30. And the person's going to go, okay, cool.
I can make that work.
I can make that work because I'm going to miss the traffic.
Yes, because I'm leaving home at around between 6 and 6, more than likely. Yeah, I'm going to miss it. I'm good.
So, it's important to just have that awareness. And I don't know, everybody's different and every situation is different. But if we suddenly go, okay, our meetings are at 7:30, guess what's going to happen? Probably everyone will be on time.
More than likely, yeah.
Because you're missing traffic, or somebody's going to say, you know what, I can't get there by that time because of X. Can we make it a different time? Okay, cool. But okay. And then you set it up and go, okay, so Lisa, can you and I meet at 7:30 so we can do X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
So then you're still coming in at 7:30
for the meeting at 8:30.
For a meeting, there's purpose to you coming in earlier. Yeah. And now it's so it kind of filters through.
So this may seem like a silly question, but there's a difference between rules and a code of honor, right?
Yes.
What is the difference?
So rules are, I suppose every company is different.
Yeah.
But rules are, you don't come to work unless you're wearing a company shirt. Okay. Code of honor is how you govern behaviors. So Blessing has written a whole book about it, and fabulous book on, code of honor. But these are how we're on time by being early. Okay, so you are trying to get people to change their behaviors. So when heat and pressure comes, those are the behaviors you want.
Okay.
So honor all agreements. Okay, if agreement's going to be broken, the moment an agreement's going to be broken, let somebody know. In our team, do we always do that? No, but that is the goal that we are working towards, to get people to behave like that.
Yeah, we're not putting it in and going, this is going to work off the bat. First day, it is. Everybody's going to behave based off this code of honor.
We want people to behave in a certain way. So we want people to, I don't know, not be late.
Yeah.
Okay, so we put that in our code of honor because it's a problem in our team. Everybody's often late. So we put that into our code of honor because we want people to improve that behavior. It's a behavior we want to work on. So a code of honor is very different to a set of rules. So, I mean, most companies, they'll have rules like how do you look after your company car? So, for example, if you take a company car, you have to bring it back within a certain time. It's got to be in a certain condition. It's got to
maybe a certain amount of petrol that you had when you took it.
When you took it, you've got to bring it back with the tank. If it was 3/4 full, you've got to bring it back 3/4 full. You've got to wash the car once a week. If you can choose, you can either pay for the car to be washed or you can wash it yourself, whatever it is. Those are rules that if you break those rules, there's a consequence.
Got you.
If you don't bring the car back with the same amount of fuel in it, guess what? I'm going to charge you and take it off your salary.
Yeah.
If you don't clean the car, I'm going to take the car in, I'm going to get it cleaned and charge you for it. So there's consequences to rules.
Okay.
Whereas a code of honor, we're trying to get people to improve on their behavior.
Do you think businesses, small businesses, large businesses, whatever business, focus on behaviors? Or do they focus more on the rules?
Look, generally,
from what you see,
what I've seen is most people focus on rules. You didn't fill the car up. What's your problem?
Like, straight into criticism.
Straight to criticism.
That.
And so it's the challenge is that people don't give feedback and they don't find out what's working, what's not working, how it's working, why are you late, what's the reason. I mean, maybe it's my wife started a new job and I've got to drive a different route and it's taking me longer to find a couple of routes. So for the next 2 weeks, please expect me to be late while I find the best route to take her to work and the best time for us to leave and the best. But also, people don't come and say that. So people don't come and say, listen, my wife's starting a new job this week and we're going to be testing different ways to get to work and to see what works and to see. So is it okay that I do that, given that there's a chance that I might be late because I'm still working out how the traffic works and the timing and everything?
Why don't people do that, do you think?
Well, because you're asking for permission to be late. Who wants...
Asking for permission to be late. Yeah, okay, I get you. It sounds weird when you say that.
But it is. I mean, what? You think your boss is going to say yes? I'd rather just apologize for being late. It's much easier.
Yeah, but 3 weeks in a row, there's going to be eventually something's going to happen.
Yes, eventually, but it's just understanding people don't think like that. They kind of go, tomorrow will be better. We'll leave earlier tomorrow.
It just gets worse and worse. Every day gets worse.
And it gets worse. And then, of course, then you throw in school holidays. And now school's gone back. And now, it took me 3 weeks to get into this routine.
And now it's out.
And now schools are back.
Yeah.
And now I'm late again.
Yeah, I think for me, I always feel as though the robots are against me when I'm late. That's literally how it feels.
Well,
because I'm late. And I'm like, why am I rushing? I'm already late.
Because you are running late and your life force is tied up in the fact that you are late. You are going to hit every single red robot. You're going to have potholes being fixed. You're going to have trucks that are slow. You are going to have, I don't know where they're fixing or cleaning leaves or police roadblocks or you name it. You will have it because you are running late.
Yeah, that's the time.
And the day that you are early, you will get there half an hour early because there's nothing in the way.
And then someone else will be late. And it just throws everything out. Oh, man. And I think the late example is actually such a simple one because it happens to everybody. It's not a uncommon thing, especially for work. It's really not uncommon. But I think something that you said earlier, which you've said before, is sometimes people use Joburg's traffic as an excuse
All the time.
all the
It's
time.
easy
Mm,
because it is a genuine thing.
yes, it exists.
It exists.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is that it doesn't exist as much as certain people say it does.
Yeah, and then you get caught out when somebody else is like, wait, I travel the exact same route as you.
I don't have any issues. No, but it was the on ramp.
What? What are you talking about? Now you lying. And now you get caught lying at work. That's a different story.
But yeah, it is. It's, I suppose, overall, it's very challenging in terms of this subject because there's a huge fear in employees around feedback and criticism. And let's be honest, did school teach you the difference between feedback and criticism? Did your teacher criticize you in
Yes.
your work with a red pen
Yes.
and tell you everything you did wrong?
Yes.
And that's what people know. So that's what people are going to do because that's all they know is a big fat red cross through their work with no explanation.
So those past experiences affect how you operate in the world currently, right? Because you don't look at it as we're not sitting here going, "Oh, Nicole gave me some great feedback." No, I'm going. Nicole just criticized me for no apparent reason.
And yeah, Nicole just, yeah, she made me feel horrible. And how dare she bring up the fact that she knows more than I do? And, you know, and that's the problem is often people will give you feedback and people will take it as criticism or vice versa. And it's a really challenging thing because you're dealing with people's emotions.
You know, so this I didn't think of this because of the topic, but as you're speaking, I just realized something. Back in the day when the team was bigger, I got into a lot of agreements that you were critical.
Yes.
But actually now when I look at it, it was actually feedback because there were questions, right? We can and you guys can actually go back and listen to for the tablecloth example. It was feedback.
Yes.
Do you think this is the best way to put it?
Yeah. But again, it's understanding there were rules as to how the room needed to be set up. It wasn't a question of, it's okay if there's a black tablecloth and it is skew and half of it is dirty and there's a hole in it. And like, those are not our standards.
Yes.
The rule is the tablecloth needs to be touching the floor in a straight line. That's it.
Yeah.
And how many people kind of look at it and go,
yeah, she's just being critical for no. It's a tablecloth.
It's a tablecloth. What's the problem?
Yeah, and I mean, even like that example of it touching the floor. Never understood it until you actually asked me a few questions around it, and you're like, if you're sitting here and you're seeing, how can you pay attention? Basically, it's you can see stuff behind the table because we keep stuff behind tables because of space and we have a ton of stuff. And if people are looking at that, they're not paying attention.
Yeah, because they're kind of looking, going, I wonder what's under the table.
Throws everything off.
Do you think it's a cable? Oh, it's a cable. Do you think, where does the cable go? Now suddenly they're looking through the whole room. Where does the cable? Oh, it's not in the corner there. I wonder, maybe it goes the other way. Or because the tablecloth's not straight. And the person heard nothing.
Zero.
As to what was being taught.
Yeah, they went for 3 hours and they're like, what's happening? What was the question?
The person still looking and trying to work out what else is under the table. Yeah. And I know that none of you out there do that. It's just me.
He just critical. No,
but it is. It's just understanding that, what is a standard versus a rule.
Yeah. But with that example, right, just I'm thinking, isn't there clearly is a time and place to be critical then? Right? Because when we set up a room, sometimes we don't have time to sit around and for you to.
So criticism is judging.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
A rule is that is the way the
Oh.
tablecloth needs to be.
Follow the rules.
Okay. This is the rule.
Yeah.
I walk into the room and I go, the tablecloth is not straight. Fix it. Because that is
The rule. Okay.
So I'm not being critical of you not putting the tablecloth straight.
Mm-hmm. You
I'm
enforcing
not,
the rules.
I am enforcing the rules.
Got you. Big difference, actually.
When I come in and say, Sully, you are so unreliable. Trust you to not put the tablecloth on straight. That is criticism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny enough, you never. Other people on the team have done that to me, but not you. It's so weird.
And that is where criticism is judging people. Like, you're so unreliable. You never listen. How many times do I have to tell you to put the tablecloth straight? Versus when I walk in and go, tablecloth's not straight, fix it.
Big difference.
Okay. Because that's the standard we need versus criticism of you.
Criticism is almost, it's personal.
Well, it's a judgment.
Judgment on you. Yeah.
I'm fault finding. I'm finding fault with you.
Yeah.
As opposed to fix the tablecloth. It's not straight.
Damn.
And that's where I think a lot of people get lost in criticism. You're always criticizing me. You always tell me I never put the tablecloth on straight. Well, no, that's not a criticism. Our standard is the tablecloth has to be straight.
Yeah, you're confusing the two things. There's a rule. We have rules and standards of how
I've told you to fix it.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the standard of our rooms, is the tablecloths must be straight. The chairs must be set up a certain way. If you'd like me to criticize you, I can. I can find fault with you. Don't worry, I can. Trust me. I can tell you that your shoes are not polished and your jeans are dirty and blah, blah, blah. That's criticism. Okay. But that's very different to holding a standard in a room. And I think a lot of people get stuck in, you always pick on me.
Yeah.
Versus, and look, some people do, and some people are always critical, and it does exist because why? School is a perfect example. Your teacher had that red pen and they were going to circle and find fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's their job
and
as a teacher.
You spelled this wrong. Maybe you taught it to me wrong.
And that's where it's so important to understand, we grow up in this society where there's criticism and people don't want a red pen through stuff.
No.
But then they perceive feedback as criticism.
Yeah.
And so it becomes really, really challenging. And this is a very, say, touchy subject for a lot of people because
for sure
there's a lot of people don't like feedback because why? It reminds them of school and failing exams and failing tests and being made fun of and things like that.
Yeah, I think especially like for people in my space, creative space, and say like marketing, editors, all of that type of stuff, I think we actually perceive a lot of stuff as criticism. We actually don't perceive it as feedback, right? So even if I put out a piece of content and I get 0 for it, it's not, I don't go, okay, the algorithm or the audience is giving me feedback. I'm going, this thing must have sucked. Like this must have been so, I'm a horrible editor. Now all of a sudden I've criticized myself when the feedback was actually just, no, if you look at the drop off time, things were off with this.
And that's feedback.
Yeah, it's giving me feedback.
It's giving you feedback is that nobody enjoyed this. And it's not good or bad. It's just, that's the feedback.
Yeah. The feedback could have been also the time was wrong. You posted it at 6 o'clock in the morning. People don't care about learning how to sell at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Correct. And that's where it's important to understand what are you getting feedback on?
Yeah.
Because often I think also that's another reason people don't look at what am I getting feedback on. So that like you say, if you post a sales video at 6 o'clock in the morning, nobody's going to watch it.
No.
Because we don't want sales at 6 o'clock.
Want positivity, but motivation.
And people go, oh, my video is so bad.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at it and going, well, what did I do right? And what could I improve on?
Yeah.
Okay. What could I try differently?
Yes.
And so it is so important to look at what are you getting feedback on.
Man, I feel like now we just started getting into it because now I'm thinking about like sales reps and people who make calls, and you don't think about when somebody gives you your price is too expensive. It's an objection for sure, but it's feedback.
Correct.
It's not a criticism of your product or service.
No.
It's just feedback.
And this is where when you start looking at, something where your weekly call sheets, well, we can't give you feedback if you don't have your weekly call sheets because we can't help you get better.
Yeah. I can't help you improve. I can't help. I can criticize you. Oh, you never have your weekly call sheet. You never. Yeah, now you're probably not going to bring it the next time either. Either way, why would you bring it now?
So, but if you've got questions and you want help, I need your weekly timesheet or your weekly call sheet in order to help you get better, because we want to focus on improving stuff, but we need a baseline. We need to know, what did you do? How did it work? So we have to get a baseline as to how can we help you improve?
Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Yeah, very interesting topic. And a very, I say, heated topic, because a lot of people can't handle feedback. So, but it is, I suppose we can talk on it for a very long time.
I think for me, it's, are you clear if you're giving feedback or criticism? Did they ask for it? They didn't ask for it.
Don't give it.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Wherever you are in the world, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify, Google, YouTube. Trying to think of all the other apps. That's all I have for now. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, give us feedback, give us criticism. It's entirely up to you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.